Hi everyone, welcome to another quick session. In this session, we will discuss about MITRE ATT&CK framework. So MITRE ATT&CK framework mainly focus on the user behavior, attacker or hacker behaviors, and it helps us to defend uh, defend the attacks, right? So, but before going into more detail, let's discuss about this pyramid. So we can call it pyramid of pain from we will discuss from bottom to top. So hash value, for instance, hash value against hash value, you can see we have written trivial. So trivial means very easy, can very easily modify. What does it mean? For instance, let's assume that attacker sends sends the phishing email or any file which has malware using hash value, let's say, and that hash value is let's say hash value A. Your system has detected that hash value, and that particular hash value can be blocked. But what attacker can attacker can easily modify a file, malware file, slightly to generate a different hash value. So that means for attacker, it is easy to change the file in a second without putting lot of effort. So small change in the file, that file can be modified. So the hash value which you have already blocked, so attacker can easily regenerate another file and can again attack to your system with malware. So therefore, it is trivial. So the second thing, if we see this image, now this next is IP addresses. So hacker or attacker can launch attack using IP addresses, right? So why it is easy? Attacker can quickly switch to another IP. For instance, when you block one particular IP, attacker might change um, a small number in the IP, so he can continue with the attack. So that is easy. Hash value was relatively more easier than this uh, this IP address. So, but still, attacker can modify it and with slight delay or cost, but not much effort required for the hacker. Okay, the next is simple domain name. So what it is, domain used by attacker like phishing sites, any other domains. Domains are cheap and fast to register, right? Once, let's say when you block one particular domain xyz.com, then attacker can uh, register a new domain, right, with let's say abc.com. So some inconvenience for attacker, but it's still manageable for attacker, right? So it is simple. Network host artifacts, it's slightly annoying. Um, Changing file paths, registry keys, command line pattern, etc. But still, attacker, it is still annoying for attacker, but because need to alter how their tools behave and operate, um, they must re-engineer or customize their tool, right? So this is slightly annoying. The challenging is tools. For instance, the actual malware framework or scripts used, right? Um, why challenging? Because developing or finding new tools takes time. It is not easy. Times and as well as skill. So it forces them to change significant. it forces to attacker to change significant parts of their toolkits, right? So now the last, TTP. So that is, in fact, that is our main uh, main point in this image, TTP. So TTP means tactics, techniques, and procedures. It's tough because here we focus on attacker behaviors, uh, their behavioral patterns, how they operate. Why it is tough for them? Because TTP reflects the attacker habits and strategies. So changing TTPs often requires retraining, rebuilding playbooks, and altering core methodologies. So the key insight of this pyramid of pain is that higher up you go on pyramid, the more painful it is for the attacker when defenders detect and block those indicators. Blocking TTP tools disrupt the attacker much more than just blocking an IP or hash. So look, blocking IP uh, or hash values, that is kind of static approach, right? So you block one particular hash, then attacker might regenerate another hash value and can again attack, right, with new hash value. So that is relatively easy. So MITRE attack is MITRE attack framework is mainly focus on attackers' behavior. So for instance, we MITRE attack is a framework that documents how real world attacker behaves. It shows what goals, tactics they try to achieve, and which techniques they try to use. And it helps defender understand and respond to those behavior. So MITRE attack is like a threat library that helps security teams understand how attackers operate so they can better detect and stop them. So for instance, if we now discuss about, let's say, this uh, attack, um, let me give you one. Let me add. Let me tell you about this attack. ATT and see this part. Let us mainly focus on this. Let me change the color here. 1 second. So let's focus on ATT and CK. So what does it mean? Uh, A stands for adversarial, T tactics, and third is technique and common knowledge. So it is globally accessible knowledge base of real world cyber attack behaviors. It helps blue team defenders understand how adversaries operate and build detection mitigation strategies accordingly. So uh, tactics, why attacker is doing something, right? Example, for instance, privilege escalation, why they are doing it, and techniques, how they achieve that goal using uh, PowerShell, stealing browser cookies, and abusing RDP, right? Procedure, the exact steps taken in an attack, right? Which steps can be used in order to launch the attack, right? So TTP, as we discussed earlier, that TTP be detected and mitigated in real time. So MITRE provides a free navigator tool that maps out all tactics and techniques so your organization or company can identify which techniques are relevant to your system, to their system, let's say. Map detection and gaps, prioritize controls, right, using SEAM um, and detection frameworks, right? Uh, and so, so what we have understood or what we have discussed in this session, that MITRE attack is mainly focused on real time knowledge. It helps us to focus on attacker behaviors. And when we understand that using different tools like SIM, log the system activities, and based on that information, using different tools, it help us to build the framework which could help us in real time to mitigate those threats to those attacks. So that's quick discussion about MITRE attack framework. If you want me to record another session on this MITRE attack framework, please share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video.